Sketching portraits. Is there a right or wrong way to do them? Everyone has their own way of sketching portraits, from different line weights, different shading, to different materials. Lately, I've been intentionally not painting and sketching instead to gather a better understanding of generating ideas for paintings. In this video, I'll be sketching a portrait, taking you through my thought process behind sketching a portrait, from different techniques that I use and tips that I picked up along the way. From the construction of the face, shading, cross-hatching, and how to create depth. Depth. It's a funny word. Depth. Depth. Who made the word depth? Depth. It sounds weird saying it. Depth. Okay. Why wait any longer? Let's get started. When I want to sketch a portrait, one of the first things I do is head on over to Pinterest to find a good photo reference. Let's scroll through here and see what we got, see what we were working with. What I like to do is I like to look for certain head angles. I really enjoy the 3/4 view versus the straightforward look. Mainly looks that look similar to this one. I actually sketched this one before as well. This is very similar to what I'm looking for. And see how the contrast in the face is. You have the light shining right here and this contrast on this side of the face. That is an example of a great photo reference. Or even this side view right here. You have the light source coming straight down, and then the shadow is right on the cheekbone going down to the chin. Filters tend to soften the structure of the face, making it more difficult to capture those forms. I have found my photo reference. Now let's get sketching. Let's start off doing the structure of the head. And when you're making your line strokes, be confident in them. See how I'm constantly doing this right here? You don't need to constantly do that. Simply do one line and then move on to the next one. I like to draw the center line first, and this is the angle in which the head is tilted. And then I do the eyebrow line. I'm actually choosing to set my sketchbook more upright. That way I can get my proportions better. Another thing that helps me is blurring my eyes. That helps me to see the measurements much better as well. That's where the nose is going to be. Measuring from the mouth to the nostril, from the nostril to the mouth. A cool thing about going from a photo reference is, something I'm currently learning is to remember that it's a photo reference and that I don't have to draw it exactly how it is in the reference. Because that can become tedious and also get boring, and I can get tired of doing that, trying to draw it exactly how I see it. And so sometimes I will look at my photo reference and then take a second or two to draw it how I feel it looks. Not exactly how it looks, but sometimes the feeling that I got from taking a second or two to observe the photo reference. Another tip is, when you're drawing the mouth can be difficult. What I like to do is I like to start with the inside line of the mouth, of the lips, and then work out from there. I will lightly get in the form of the top lip and the distance from the top lip and how thick the top lip is compared to the bottom lip. Usually the bottom lip is thicker than the top one. And I'll use the center line to build everything else from. And also, this is a sketchbook, so you won't see me erasing too many lines. I'll make mistakes and I will leave some of those mistakes in there. Okay, I stand corrected. I noticed something and I didn't like it. The mouth didn't look right. Disregard what I just said. And one main thing I like to do is to almost look at the face as a sphere, because the light shadow, the light source comes from this direction and the shadows on this side. You can almost see the form of it, and this is going to help you with shading, going from dark to lighter to light. Now what I'm gonna do, after I got the structure of the face, is to begin shading. What I like to do is start off with the darkest spots first. And the idea of this drawing is to make it your own. To not draw it exactly how you see it, to use that as the reference and to make the sketch your own. An important thing about shading, what I'm doing now is I'm doing the cross hatching technique. And I'll get more into cross hatching in a little bit. What I like to do with cross hatching is go in the direction of the form. And what that does is it really helps you get the curvature of the face and the structure. The cheek is going in this direction. My lines are also going in this direction, or they can go in this direction. There's really not an exact correct way to do it. There's more than one correct way to do it. Also, notice I'm going very light. The reason why I'm going very light is because when I use this cool thing right here, I'm gonna smear it in. It's gonna allow me to erase it much easier. A tip to better get the form of the neck is to treat it like a cylinder and use lines that indicate the roundness of the neck. And that's what I'm doing here. Now, a way to indicate shadow, what I like to do is I like to draw lines that go straight down. The reason why I do this is because when you do that next to lines that are going in a different direction, that are going along with the contour of a different part of the face or body, it separates that. It almost looks as though that particular part is in shadow. Also, notice how I'm not scribbling. I'm not doing this. What I'm doing is I'm going down and then also lifting the pencil up and then going back down. This creates those straight lines. It also makes it look more clean. Now that we have that, let's go ahead and grab something soft. You can grab a tissue or a napkin. What I have here is a smudge cloth. That's what I'm gonna call it. I'm sure there's a different name for it, but that's what I'm gonna call it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lightly go over the entire sketch. And when you're doing that, you don't want to press too hard because you don't want to get the graphite deep into the paper to where it's more difficult to erase. Because now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this knead eraser right here. I'm gonna highlight the highlighted areas. I actually feel that this could be a bit more dark, so I'm gonna go ahead and darken some of the areas up in here. Fun fact, I actually learned the idea of smearing it and then using the knead eraser to erase and show those highlights from another artist. Another thing you'll see me do is removing detail from the parts of the face or the parts of the hair that are further back to create that depth. Now that this looks pretty good, let's do some more cross hatching. Again, starting off the darkest spots first. Another cool thing you could do is to put more detail into the main features, such as the eyes, nose, and mouth. What it's time for now are the final touches. What I'm gonna do here is, in a way, highlight the main areas of focus that I want to stand out. This will be the eyes, nose, the mouth, and also maybe the silhouette of the head. Thank you for hanging out and watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe to see more videos like this one. And feel free to let me know what kind of tips and techniques you want to see me share in the future. Keep creating, stay blessed, and I'll see you next time.